All right, excellent. Well, welcome.
All
Um,
right.
you have the honor to be on my second episode. So, just like as I told Jagged, bear with me. I'm quite new at this.
I
So,
mean, I'm still happy to
very,
be here.
very casual conversations,
Hmm.
and we'll just see where it goes. But I'm honored for you to be on here, and if you like, we can go ahead and start with introducing yourself and how you got into airsoft.
Well, first off, thank you for having me on. Um, as for who I am, my name is Spaz. That's what they call me on the field, but my actual name is Liam. But everyone calls me Spaz on the field, and I started my airsoft career back in 2020, right after COVID was almost ending. Almost. But yeah, I was feels like so long ago when I got my first replica, and now where I am now today. But yeah.
Yeah, so a span of 4 years.
Hmm.
Big difference from when you first got in until now.
Oh yeah, I saw some of the photos of. I think I actually have it on my Instagram of the first time I played to where I am today, and geez, it's insane.
I can imagine. Yeah, because as I was talking with Jagged on the previous episode, I was telling him that I'm not really a vet, but kind of in a way. It just depends how you look at it in airsoft. I
Hmm.
started back in 2003, and then I only played for a few years. Backyard stuff, nothing
Oh yeah, the
serious.
blinkers, and at most
Yeah.
maybe miniature low-powered AEGs with some spring shotguns. Those are when those were coming out. We didn't really get technology till I want to say early in the 2010s to where we are now, but it didn't really kick off until I would say about 2015, 2016 is when we started
Yeah,
getting
that
like really big jumps with technology in the in
Yeah, that's what some of my colleagues have told me as well.
hmm.
And but still, in my perspective, that's still like a big difference than what I remember
Oh
than
yeah.
my era, right?
Hmm.
So as I was telling Jaga in the previous episode, I back then I don't remember joules being as a measurement. I just remember them measuring in feet, very
Yep.
specifically. So and everything was made out of plastic.
Oh boy,
There
yeah.
was
Nothing
no
was
metal.
full metal. There was no full metal.
So
Everything was plastic.
yeah. So I mean, again, different era, but still, hearing Jacket's story and then also hearing you starting for 4 years ago and what was your first airsoft replica or I guess I should say airsoft toy, whatever you
Oh,
want to
yep.
describe it.
My first one back in 2020. I remember it like it was like I bought it yesterday. I had a SEMA P90. It was, I think, $150 when I bought it. And because I always thought the P90 was cool. When I first got into the sport, I saw that almost everyone used like an AR type platform, so M4. So I wanted to be a little different from that. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a P90. And that's when I started my downhill spiral of getting replica
Downhill
after
spiral.
replica. It's the lie we
Yeah,
tell ourselves. The lie we tell ourselves, like it's just one more. It's my last. It's my last replica.
it's your last replica. Yeah. And it's
Uh,
funny because when I see you on the field and sometimes I see you with that wagon, I'm like thinking, man, I'm so jealous because when I come into the field I carry light, but it's because I'm only authorized to have a limited amount,
hmm.
and of course when I have, of course it's fully upgraded, but still I don't have a huge collection like everyone else in the field does. So
Hmm.
even Jagged, I even see Grinch. I mean, all of you guys have a pretty good collection. So I don't know, maybe someday I'll have a full wall decoration of
Yeah,
all that stuff
yeah.
someday.
Deleted. Deleted actually has probably the most replicas I've ever seen out of anyone at the field, and I've seen him bring like almost I want to say 12 to 8 different, not even that, 12 to 13 to 14 replicas with him to the field every now and then when he goes to
Ah,
play.
geez. And when he brings that much, I mean, what's his logic behind that? Is it just to show what he has, or just mentality of bringing everything, or
Partially, I think it's partially mentality of bringing everything he has, but also because he likes to run through things. He's also testing things, from what I understand.
oh, so he's a mechanical. He
Hmm.
likes to take it
Almost
apart. Yeah.
most of his guns, yeah, are HPA tapped, so he's put basically HPA engines in all of his replicas, decked them out with attachments after attachment. But yeah.
Ah, nice. Yeah, that's cool because some airsofters are into that, others are not. But I mean, it's whatever you feel comfortable with of doing, right? So in my
Hmm.
particular case, I think I told this E-Rock. I think it's how do you pronounce this? It's
E-Rock, yeah. That's his
yeah,
nickname, E-Rock.
yeah, E-Rock. Yeah, pretty good guy, by the way. So if
Oh
anyone's
yeah, I
listening
love
to this,
him.
I would really
Check out
recommend to
Trifecta's, yeah, check out
yeah try to
Trifecta's
get
Airsoft
a
podcast.
check it out and try to get on his show because he's a very laid back guy. Actually enjoy
Hmm.
talking to him.
Same here.
So, yeah, but when I was talking to him, I was telling him that on my first replica, I didn't really take it apart. I got as far as the spring, but that's about it because I wanted to upgrade it, but not screw it up. So I had the Titan installed. I replaced the motor and a few other things, and so it's really snappy, which is what I like that type of gameplay.
Same here. Yep.
And but on the second replica, the M4, the one from Novridge, I think that's how you pronounce it.
The Navarch SSR4, is that the one you're talking about?
SSR4, yes, sir. So I have that, and I took that apart, and of course with that one I didn't really care because to me that was kind of a backup anyway. So if I screw it up, it's okay.
It's just,
I'll just
it's,
get
yeah.
another one.
Hmm.
So took that thing apart and I started analyzing how everything came together, especially with the gearbox, and I compared that with other models from online, and I noticed that it's out of all the ones I had to mess with, it actually was right. Of course, my 2 cents of opinion. It looked like it was the most easiest because you didn't have the additional components regarding like the exterior aspect of the gearbox where you have the what do you call it? Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. There's a little gear or whatnot on the outside, which you can flip it from safe to auto and whatnot. I think the gearbox on that is a little bit less complicated, if I recall. So
I,
it's
yeah. But surprisingly, with how I actually have a Navarch rifle right next to me. I have a SSR 63, which is the G36 model. That one, I want to get it upgraded, but they're very proprietary with what he builds in his gearbox. I'd have to basically, if I wanted to get it fully rebuilt, you have to drop in a version 2 or 3
two
gearbox
or
into it.
three.
That's fully, yep,
Yep.
to get it
Yeah,
fully
because my
rebuilt.
two replicas are version twos. Yeah.
Hmm. Version
Yeah.
2s
And
are
they're
like the easiest to work on.
oh, absolutely, especially with the spring.
I tried
So
taking apart my Crytek P90 last week, and oh, I made it worse. I thought there was a BB stuck in the gun, and no, it was a screw for the first thing. And then second of all, once I took it apart, everything fell apart. So
oh
it's just sitting
geez.
in a box in my room, just in pieces.
Well, just out of curiosity, when you took the spring out for the first time, did it go flying out?
We're talking about the spring that is inside the gearbox to be the quick
Yeah.
change spring.
Yeah.
I knew how to actually change that for because that's an easy one. If it's specifically a quick change, if it wasn't, I would never mess with it because then I just know I this is why I never do tech work. The most tech work I can do is replace a hop up, a barrel, um, and a
Anything outside
bucking.
the gearbox, basically.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Taking
that's
off an
that's
orange
totally
tip.
understandable. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
orange tip, yes. That's another thing. We'll get into that here later.
There's
But
one I wasn't able to get out actually. I had to go to Fox and have them saw it off my gun.
saw it off. Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
it was on my MPX. It was a metal flash hider, and I tried everything. I took it to Joe, and he went through. I want to say, I believe 3 to 4 Allen keys. Like, I'm just gonna saw it off. I'm like, you okay with that? I'm like, yeah, I just want it off. So, but yeah, that's what we
That's
had to end
funny.
up doing.
Yeah, and they could be kind of tricky depending on the model you have. I mean, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Because for each one I was removing on each model, it was slightly different. It wasn't consistent. And
Yeah,
but I mean, as long as you understand the basics of it, I mean, eventually it'll come off as long as
yeah,
you're persistent.
yeah,
So yeah, and and that's part of the fun out of it, I would say, is trying to, figure that type of stuff out.
yeah.
Yeah. So all right, well, excellent. Well, um, the next I'd like to get into is how we met. Do you recall, just out of curiosity?
I believe I do. Yes, I was actually just going out for a regular game day, and I was talking to the people in the or not Chrono Line. This was right as the place opened. And I usually do this with almost every time I go. I usually see if I see any new faces, and I go to talk to them. And I saw you there. I saw, and we started talking, and you told me how you got into the sport out of a weird
Weird
it was a weird
situation.
situation, yeah, and how it was your second time playing. And I was like, all right, well, I'll let you let's team up today and we'll go from there. And we shaded the table together, gave out a couple of tips I could give at that point, and then we just play the games during the day. And yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely how it went down for sure. And it's really funny because I even mentioned this to E-Rock as well in his podcast
Mm-hmm.
that I was kind of on the fence if I was going to come back or not.
Yep.
But because of the interaction that we had, just by you just giving that little nudge,
That little nudge, yep.
that's what motivated me to keep coming and keep get into the sport. And matter of fact, ironically, I guess in a way, you're responsible for why the channel even exists and why like I'm doing what I'm doing.
I
So,
know.
in a way, you kind of created the evil, with your little gesture.
And I don't regret it.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny how things turn out, but yeah, it's anyone listening, and if you want to blame someone, blame that guy right there, Mr. Spaz.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah, it was a lot of good memories. And of course, that wasn't our first get together. We had a few more after that,
mhm.
especially when the team grew. And then it got obviously as the team got bigger, it got more fun, especially when we were using comms. And it's just
Yeah, it's been getting better and better now that I mean I think it's gotten to the point where we can go to Fox and there's at least two to three people that are just going there in general that we don't even have to message in chat to meet up with because they're just always there.
oh, absolutely. And it's just it's kind of cool when you have that type of I was going to say that type of friendship, that type of community.
Hmm.
And that's, I mean, me personally, I mean, that's what I love about the community itself is
Same
that
here. Yep.
engagement, right?
Yep. The
So it's
camaraderie.
absolutely, yeah. And for the most part, not everyone, but for the most part, everyone is pretty chill. Everyone's willing to help. Everyone, when things happen by accident, they're willing to, try to extend their hand
Hmm.
and just make sure that everyone's having a good time.
Yeah, I would have to personally say that if I see someone that's gun went down and I ask them if they need and they have nothing else to do or they don't have any other guns they can use, I'd usually would offer one of my guns for them to borrow so they can still play through the day instead of
Yeah.
having them either go home early or just sitting out the rest of the day. So that's what I usually do if I see that happen, then I'm more than happy to offer one of my guns up for them to borrow.
And that's pretty cool when, especially with you and others giving that type of assistance to the community and try to grow, create more of N5s if that makes sense.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you never know who you might meet and who that person might turn into. So it's kind of cool how everything works out.
Yeah. In fact, actually, the last event that I we did, the Halloween event, the Ghouls and Guns, I actually did win another gun, but I gave it to a kid that had nothing. It was his first time playing, and it was a pistol, and I'm like, I don't need this. You need it more than me, and I'm more than happy to give it to you. Here, you have this. So, and I made that kid's day. It was one of the greatest things I ever got to experience, and it makes my day every time it happens like that. Like getting to see a kid smile, or just really anybody smile after you're just that generous with something from this. And that's what I love about the community. At least I hope the community would be more like me, with just reaching your hand out if someone needs a hand or if they need wanting to get into the sport. But obviously, guns aren't cheap.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely not. No, they're not. I mean, I think one of my M4s, if you include all the upgrades, I think it's like over 1,000
yeah,
combined.
same with one of mine. I think some of my builds are about when I got them built it was like 750, but with all that's on them now, I'd say at least 1,000 just some for some of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's easy to spend money. I mean, even Jagged said this on the previous episode. I mean, it's just he didn't say this exactly, but I knew what he's trying to say is, I mean, it's literally a money pit. I mean, you just keep
Mm-hmm.
spending money, you keep getting the gears, and your collection keeps getting bigger.
Grows. Yep.
And before you know it, you'll have like, there's guys out there on YouTube I'm seeing that have well over 20 or $30,000 worth of just airsoft guns alone,
Oh yes.
and their walls are fully decked, and it's
Yep.
like it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
There's thousands of dollars just sitting in their rooms.
Oh, absolutely.
Hundreds of thousands just sitting in rooms.
But you can imagine if he tries this, if you have something like that in your room, right? And you're trying to sell your house and all that's still there and all the orange tips are all missing. You can
Oh my
imagine
God.
when they're walking to that room, you're like,
Like,
who is this guy?
I think there was a criminal in here or something.
Yeah, I can easily picture that very, very easily.
Or they
And
definitely call the HOA or like maybe I don't know about the FBI, but they definitely would call the police 100% out with that.
well, I mean, hell, these days you can get called by the police for anything. I mean, hell, I got
Yep.
someone, one of my neighbors, call.
Ah,
Of course, how it was worded to me was it was an off-duty cop that was a neighbor anyway, but he heard wind of it. And basically, one of my neighbors down the street found out that I posted a video removing an orange tip
which
on a
mind you are
airsoft
not aren't
replica.
those aren't going to be on real guns, so there's no way to do that on a real steel gun because it just doesn't exist.
Yeah, I
So
know,
like,
right?
why
And
would you?
it's
That's,
just it's just crazy. And only thing I was doing on that video was just showing how to remove an orange tip on an airsoft replica. That was all I was
mhm.
doing. And of course, the off-duty cop, when he came to me about it, he's like, "Hey, this is not an official conversation. I'm off duty. I'm just letting you know that, the Karen down the street said." And I had to literally explain to the person that, look, he's not violating any laws. He's not shipping it. He's just posting a video how to remove it.
Yep,
And then
it's a
he later told
tutorial.
me that he subscribed to my channel.
Which is
So I
even
got to
that's
start
the
at
irony
it.
of the situation, and it's funny with that just added on to that's just the cherry on top.
Yeah, it's just, but these days, I mean, and again, I'm not trying to get into politics, but it's very polarized these days, and
Hmm.
unfortunately, guns is on that list. And no, it
Yep.
doesn't matter if it's a replica or not. I
Yep.
mean, they'll react the same way if they're
Yep.
not very informed. So it's unfortunate, but hey, I mean, as long as I don't have FBI people knocking on my door, I guess I should be fine, right? Like
Yeah.
just posting how to remove an orange tip. But okay. So it's anywho, it's just, but it's okay. We all move forward and don't take advantage of the situation and just keep doing being positive in the community, and that's all we can
Yep.
ask for, right?
I
So
agree.
it's absolutely. And but since we got you on here, if you don't mind, I would like to share my screen and I would like to show your Instagram page if that's
All
okay with
right.
you.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine with me.
All right, let me go show it here real quick.
More Saturday. I
Oops, that's
believe this is your YouTube channel.
yeah, my bad. Give me a
It's all
second here.
good.
Like I said,
Technical difficulties.
yeah, I'm new, so bear with me here. I'll fix it here in a second.
And speaking you mentioned E-Rock there, you should totally mention to him about this too as well. You should definitely also go on for a second episode with him because he would love to hear about this stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I did post it on my Instagram and I also posted on my X account. And I did see him put a like on it on the Instagram side. So I think he's aware. I just need to communicate with him and then, like you said, try to get on another podcast with him. But I'm
Just
sure
gotta
he'll
set up a
dig all
date.
that
Yeah.
stuff up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is your Instagram, Mr. Spaz.
Yes, sir.
And I'm liking this. I mean, there's a picture of all of us right here.
That is currently my home screen on my computer. I love that photo.
Nice. Yeah, I apologize. I recognize everyone here but one. This is Fritz.
Yep.
That's Shadow. That's
Mm-hmm.
Jagged. Of course, that's the ugly me. Um, and
That is
this one is
deleted.
that
That's deleted.
that's deleted? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's
my
the one
my
that
bad.
brings it. No, it's all good. He's fun to play with. He's not able to come out as much as we'd wish, but it is always fun when he does come out. And
Yeah,
deleted, if you ever do
because
watch this, shout out to you, brother. Love you to death, man. You're a great
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I actually have one on the video too, on the co-op video that we
He's an
did.
amazing player too. He's an
Yeah,
amazing player.
yeah, good deal. So I recognize him. That's Mr. Grinch.
Yeah, I had to get that photo because it was a really good photo from his perspective it's from his rifle. It's a selfie cam from his rifle, and that was when we were clearing. built rooms together in the CQB game, and that was just us and him and I just going back and forth with call outs like clearing rooms and everything. It was really fun. Another one I love playing with, Grinch. Love you too, bro.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I had a lot of engagements with him before I realized that it was him.
Yep, I remember, and I
So,
remember telling you, it was like,
oh
"Hey,
my
that was
gosh.
Grinch."
Oh my gosh, couldn't believe it. And there he
Yeah.
is right there. There's
The day he got trumped.
he got trumped, so he got shot in the ear.
Yeah, that was a fun day too. And I had the greatest idea. It was like, we got to remake that photo. We got to remake that photo.
And there's
And that was
Shadow.
yeah, that was her first airsoft game actually. That was Shadow's first time playing.
Ah, how did she like it? What was her how did she
She
do?
really enjoyed obviously since it was her first time, for the most part no one usually does well. Um but she loved it and I'm really happy that she's still going to play and that she's way now more into the sport than when we first started talking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she really enjoyed it. And she definitely did not like that gun because of how heavy it is.
Oh, the weight.
Out of all my rifles, some of that my Vector is one of my heaviest that I own, especially with the real steel rail at the very end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's awesome. And I definitely noticed her being more engaged, especially with the
hmm
last group together that we
hmm
had. She certainly
She
really got
definitely
into
wants to
it.
try more Milsim too. She wants to try Milsim as well soon.
That's the one you were wearing orange there,
And
which,
that
by
was a
the way,
fun
it
day.
made you a very easy target.
But I was still kicking butt, surprisingly. There was one speed softer that was actually looking out for me because he and I were just we kept trading all that.
Trading all the time.
We
Yeah.
were trading shots all the time. It was hilarious.
That is cool. Another good photo there. Love it. Oh, wow. Big orange tip.
That's when I first got my SR63. That
Nice.
hideous tip on it, which was also very cheap. In fact, I think the first part broke off of one of the sides before I even started doing anything with it.
I like
And that
that.
was last year's event of Ghouls and Guns, I think. Oh no,
The
that was Dog
last,
Days. That was Dog Days. That was Dog Days.
that's the
And
last match of the day, right?
yep, it was an infected game mode where we were defending, and then everyone just in the background, you just see Colby. That's Colby right there, uh, just spraying the minigun, and then it's followed by everyone behind him just laying down fire on that side, and you can hear all the BBs just flying. It's hilarious.
I love it. That is good. Look at this.
That was my first Milsim experience.
Now,
I
where
got
was this
the
located?
actually here in Colorado. That was 1861 2, and that was our original flag, the
Nice.
original logo. Which
Yeah.
obviously I'm thankful we got a new one, and the one we currently have now is just 10 times better.
Yeah. You changed colors. Kind of flipped.
hmm
Okay. Yeah. So it's all back then it was mostly white. Now it's mostly black.
hmm
Nice.
And then I'm actually one of the guys kneeled. I'm gonna be on the very far. What was it? Yeah, I'm on the very. Yep, that's me
Is that
right there.
you?
Yep,
Yeah.
that was me. And then
Figure
right
that
next to
was.
me, yeah, right next to me is Blue. Also, miss you too, man. Blue, I can't wait for you to come back next summer. We're gonna kick some butt again when you come out with that with your Krytac LMG. Oh,
Nice. Very cool. Now, that's a good one. That's a classic right there.
that's actually when I believe, one of the first times they opened up prison when they first released it. So that's yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because look at the ground. It looks so clean, and the
hmm
paint. You don't see
Yep, it was
any
just built.
impacts or chip offs or anything like that.
It was just built.
Oh, nice. I think this is up you in front.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's me.
Sweet. This is a good photo right here. I know
That was
that guy
the
is.
yeah, yep, that was
Yeah.
Dutch the Hooligan. I lost I lost myself, or not lost myself, but I lost my mind when that guy was just, it was like someone said, "Is that Dutch?" And then I'm like, "Dutch is here?" But yeah,
Yeah.
um, it was awesome meeting him. Very awesome. Especially since we were his first stop on his American, his sorry,
Tour.
his US tour for Fields, which was really awesome. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's really, really good. I mean, especially legendary, I guess I have to say. Part of
Oh
my
yeah.
uniform ideas actually was from him, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
So
I can
even,
see it. I can even see it.
yeah.
And
So,
when I played against him, he was insane to play against. He made use of all of his all of the cover that he was to hide behind, and he was always moving, always. In
yeah, he
fact,
never
if you
stayed
go
in one
back,
spot.
if you went back to that video, you'll see me saying, it's like, I think even does a little subtitle in the back. It's like, oh, he moved. But yeah, Dutch was awesome. Here's one of my first. That was yeah.
In the Christmas spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Once
I love it.
December hit rolls around again, I'm also bringing out the Christmas sweaters every time I go to play airsoft.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. And we even did a co-op video between you and me just recently.
that was a
And
really amazing video. Again, really, really good work in five. Like it was just awesome to see that. The editing was phenomenal. The gameplay was very good, and it was
what?
just cool going back and forth with those POVs.
Oh yeah, I had to find out a way to transition without making it, how should I say, make the transition seamless, if that makes sense, between
Hmm.
player one and player two. And I figured the transition that I did was appropriate. And that took a while to iron out. It wasn't something that I just randomly picked. I actually spent hours going through transitions just to see which one
Would
would
it fit?
work and it would
Yeah.
fit. Yeah, exactly. And I got the video right here. Um, if it's okay with you, I'd like to play it so our audience knows what we're referring to.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, go
Mm.
ahead.
And let me know if you can hear the audio because hopefully I did the sharing correctly.
Yeah, I hear it.
All right. So that was you that was sliding.
Mhm. That was also me in the background yelling
Yeah,
that.
that was you in the background.
Let's go, take Hallway, move, move, move!
And we took that in seconds. It was really impressive with that. Took the entirety of
Coming out in the middle.
in seconds.
Yeah, because
Friendly.
we attacked from both, so I say both flanks
Yeah,
simultaneously.
really good call outs. Yeah, the call outs on that were
Fritz,
amazing. With
am I
deleted and
recording?
Fritz going to courtyard, and then you and I were taking hallway.
Yeah, looks like it.
It was insane.
Yeah,
We took
you
that
got
in
that.
Good
seconds.
teamwork. We were able to secure the enemy
Friendly.
compound.
Good stuff, people. Okay, we have control. Ah!
As I was about to call out, I died.
Yeah.
And yeah, Fritz is posted up on that corner, on the angle. I would love to do another video like this again sometime.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because it makes it more interesting. It's not the same, type of video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes it different.
All right, that's it. Y'all get some reinforcements. You gotta use them now.
And look at him, he's just chilling there.
Yeah, that's deleted. Yep. He's just sitting there adjusting his glove because he had to read something.
Just the fact that
think
he's so chill about it. He's like, I'm comfortable
No.
here.
I know. the way he's peeking his corners is also really good. He's showing the least amount of his body as possible.
Alright, good. You guys have some range. Fall back. Team, fall back. Halfway the field. Halfway the field.
Copy that. One on the tire, one behind the tires. Hit.
If you're in courtyard right now, make sure you're behind that thing.
On you, N5.
Sniper.
Where at?
There's a late hit on this guy. Yep.
And that's funny because
I got him out.
I was engaging him
Yes,
for
you did.
5 minutes, and you took him out. You took him out in less than 10 seconds.
Once you turn on that fork,
Hit. Good shot, good shot, good
Let's
shot. Dead. Keep finishing up.
I think we should totally play a CQB game together and do some footage from that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
He's another really good place to do a lot of good group turning and stuff.
Oh yeah, especially close combat.
It looks like you've also gotten used to, I think if I'm noticing something, I think you are switching your shoulders every now and then.
Yep, I'm switching depending on the angle.
Yep. It's always a good skill to have, and I tell every airsofter that's trying to get further in the sport that it is an amazing skill to have to be able to switch your shoulder you're shooting from.
Friendly.
Dexterously.
One final push now, gang. Come on, let's get it going.
One's pushing up, one's pushing up. Coming through that door.
Think it's
Bro, you I saw you flinch, my guy.
One's dead in that door.
Yeah, and I analyzed that video very closely. You definitely hit both of those guys before they killed you. But it's okay. I mean, these things happen. It's part of the reason why I put that in the video is not
just
to shame anyone,
yeah.
but just to point out that these things happen and just be chill and look how Spaz
Yeah,
handled
we're
it.
literally we're just flinging plastic at each other. There's no reason
Yeah.
to take it super seriously.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Serious now. You do all that just to not get. Alright. This game ends in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Also really good at holding your angles.
2, and 1. Index.
Because
from the last
Jack was
engagement,
right behind
there's
you
a
watching
color.
your 6 while you're watching his,
Yeah,
watching the angle he couldn't see from.
absolutely. And it's all about teamwork. I mean, you have to back
Mhm.
each other up, right? So, and of course, when I was starting out, I wasn't very good at that. But as I continued playing, I took a full advantage of it and perfected it pretty well.
Yeah,
And
comms
it's so-
are so much help in these games.
Oh, absolutely. And you're going to see why here in a second, because you alerted me I was about to be flanked and I immediately changed my position to compensate. So
Yep.
Even sometimes by accident. If it happens to you, don't let it bother you, because at the end of the day, we're all here to have fun.
I don't know if I traded with that guy or not, but either way, we both died.
yeah, it was a good exchange.
Nice. Did he
You
call
notice
it?
how, yeah, he
I don't know
called
if he
it.
called. Okay.
He did. And you notice how little exposure I had.
Oh, yeah,
You can only
no.
fire from that specific angle only. Very,
I'm
very,
trying to teach
little
Shadow that currently. She's used to more of an ambidextrous shooter. It takes some time to get used to it, definitely.
Here we go.
try getting a slide kill when I was
Both my
doing that.
teammates have been eliminated. I'm gonna hold this position.
That's usually what I do when I'm moving into
Reinforcements.
courtyard. I always usually try to slide through it. Because I'm usually trying to get the guys that are just right behind the door.
And the cool thing about your gameplay is you run right into it. You're not cautious. You just immediately push forward, and that's pretty cool to see.
Let's get that shovel rolling. Okay, get on. Let's go. I'll tell you a little secret real quick. You guys can go anywhere on the field. As long as like a 5 or so you can watch that bomb, they will not get it. Good try. Hey, team, I can tell you a secret too. They will just run it up. Sorry.
Good trade. Good trade. Come through.
And I think you hit him first, but just the fact that you both offered the trade.
He definitely hit me too. He definitely traded, so he definitely traded with me.
Yeah. Okay.
He and I shot at each other at the same time. That guy's also a really good player. I don't get to see him much.
About to flank you in the hallway.
I'm wondering
And
how
this-
you did that edit. How did you do that edit in the audio? Because I know you were wearing the headset.
That is a trick which I'm not willing to share publicly.
All right.
But I found a way to effectively do it, and I can do it with anyone's comm. So, or let me rephrase that: anyone's incoming transmission, if that makes sense.
That was when I heard that, I'm like, that was insane. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't cuss as much on this. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I usually go through a filtering process, so it's
Yeah.
totally fine.
But
yeah,
no,
you
it was
did
an
call
awesome-
on comms.
N5, you're about to have heavy contact. About to flank you in the hallway.
And that's when I repositioned. Thanks for that warning. And then here they come. Traded. But good job though. Good job. So
called it that time.
yeah, no, you called it that time. But again, I'm not shaying anyone. It's just
Oh yeah,
it's
no,
just,
same here.
part of the game. But I think he misheard me, because if you listen, me and him traded, right? And then he
Yeah.
came in a second later and shot me, even though I was already dead. He apologized for shooting me, but I was pointing to him, letting him know that we traded, right?
I think the reason why he was apologizing was because he's probably wanting to apologize just in case they overshot you, just because it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I
got
didn't
it.
mean to shoot you. So that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yeah, you could be right. But when we were walking, he said, I got you, dude. But again, I think he just misheard me. So it's, but good job though. Good job. Yeah, but again, these things happen. It's as long as we're all having fun. Yep, they pushed me. I got one of them. But I also got nailed out too.
And I love your outro as well. Yep, I love that.
He continued.
Yeah, I think more of those videos with the edits with the comms in the background. That was really cool. Like I was just baffled by that.
And believe me, more is to come, because that was my test to see.
It was so
how
fun to see
work.
that.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. It's just because it was out of nowhere. I'm like, I knew that was my voice. I'm like, how did he get that?
yeah. There's a way, but I'm not gonna share that publicly at this time.
Keep your
But-
secrets. Keep your secrets.
Yeah, exactly. Because I certainly wanted people to come back to me, because I have a specific, how should I say, a unique edit, right?
Mhm. Yep.
So, and even with the hub effect that I'm doing, I haven't been seeing other people. Of course, you do see other videos similar to that, but at the moment, I haven't seen anyone that's done a full top-in HUD effect on the video. And I plan to expand upon that. So in the future, it's not just going to be on the top of the video, but I'm also going to have data, actual data, on the right and left bottom side. It'll be legit. So it's kind of making it feel like it's a video game, even though
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, no, I get
So-
it. That's awesome. Like Your editing is definitely some of the best I've seen, especially for you've only been on YouTube, what, 3 months now, maybe?
Since late February, March is when I started doing the Airsoft YouTube channel um, of 2024. But on Erock's podcast, I've done YouTube channel before years ago. I
Yep.
think it was
I
like 10
remember
years
that.
ago.
Yeah. You
Yeah, it
told
had
me
to
it
do
was
with
like planes. It was model planes and stuff.
helicopters.
Helicopters, that's what it was.
Yeah, and not the ones you buy from Walmart or from Best
Oh
Buy.
no, the
These
ones
things
you
you have
get
to
from
build them.
hobby shots. Yep, the hobby
You have
shop
to build
ones.
them and balance them and configure the gyro, all that stuff. So it can get very expensive. I have to say it's more expensive than airsoft in my opinion
I'd have to
because
agree with that actually. No, I'd have to agree.
because I was telling E-Rock that of course this was 10 years ago, right? That one of my helis, just one, was several thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
Several thousands. So you're talking about between 3 to 5. And I had 3 of them. So do the math, right?
Oof.
That's
Yep.
just the helis. That's not including the support equipment behind it. So
Jeez.
I was really into it. And that was a different era of my life as well, because
Hmm.
I got really good at it. I had a YouTube channel on it. Um, of course, back then I had more subscribers. I don't know where all they went. It must be because I haven't posted in years.
Yeah,
but
probably. Oh, that
but
just got me an idea. Would you ever do like drone footage type stuff for airsoft, maybe?
I'm very familiar with the procedure. I'm very familiar with what you need to do to make it good because I've done it before.
Okay.
So to answer your question, yes, but I need to get a drone. I don't have one at the moment because I sold
Got it.
mine 10 years ago, apparently. so so I'm totally open to that. It's just the funding and the approval, and I
Hmm.
have it's it's going to take some time. I have to get my camera gear on the ground first because I got to get my sniper cam next. That's
Are you
the
getting a
one
scope
next
scope
thing.
scope cam?
Yeah,
Yep. All right.
get one of those
I might
because
be
I
willing to part with mine. I might be willing to just give you it. I think I have it somewhere in here because I don't use it. It just takes up space in my room. I'll have to find it, but I think I'll just give you that. See if that
you don't have
works.
to. You don't have to, but I appreciate it. But you don't have to.
If nothing else, you could borrow it too. So there's that
Just to
too.
test it out and see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I could
Mm-hmm.
potentially do that. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I'll have to bring it out next game that we go out to play.
Yeah, yeah, and that'll be yeah, definitely bring it out. I'll see what I can do with it. And you never know, maybe I could do something unique. You
Mm-hmm.
never know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But yeah, it's for me. It's been a journey, but for you as well. I can only imagine like you getting your first airsoft gun and then how you progress at that point.
Oh yeah.
I
I didn't
just
know
wish I was there
anything.
to see that. I mean,
I
it's
know.
kind of cool. Kind of
I
cool
don't
to
know
hear
if it's
about.
still on my, I can maybe check my Instagram if it's still there, but it was like a progression of like when I started to where I am now. It, yep, I do have it. That was my first time ever playing. Look how goofy I look.
It's on your Instagram.
Yes, it
Okay, let me
was
see if I
a
can
video called My Journey Has Been Up Till Now. How my journey has been up till now.
see
And
if I
it
can
was
find it.
the 3 years that I started from the first year to all the way where I am now.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen. See if you can help me find it here. Okay, I'm resharing it.
It's definitely going to be a lot lower to. Okay, it's go up a bit.
Up a bit.
All right, one with the ballistic knife. Go all the way to the far left. It's that right under. Yep, that one right
Right,
there.
that
Yep,
one
that's
right
the one.
there.
That's the one.
Okay, it's a video.
Hmm.
See if I can play it.
They might have taken off the music, but it's whatever. It's still showing.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can get this going. Come on.
Yeah, they stopped it from using the audio. My guess was copyright reasons. I don't know how because I was using a template. on Instagram that was showing it. But yeah, that was my first time. I had that P91 mag, that horrible mask, which honestly I didn't even end up using, and then the camelback on my back at the time, and then I progressed from there.
Nice. And that must have been back during the day when Fox Airsoft had that big large
Oh
field.
yes, that was actually the when I think my third to second time going out to play airsoft. One of the people that I met that day told me about Fox, and then I went, and then that I got to try out large field for the first time, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think everyone that actually got to play large field really misses it dearly.
Yeah, and I can imagine because I saw some old YouTube videos of it, and it just
Mhm.
looked like one, it's more cool because it's different, and two, it's a sniper haven,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So I
Grinch, I
would
believe when he
love to get into that.
Oh yeah, when Grinch went to first play that, he loved rocking his ghillie back then.
Yeah, but it's a shame they don't have it now. I just wish I would have started sooner, but
Yeah.
but it's okay. I mean, maybe they'll. I've been hearing
Well, look at it
talks
this way. Look at
that
it this way. I'm pretty sure if you did start it sooner, you probably wouldn't have met me by that point. I was
it's
still getting
true.
into the so in a
It's
way,
true.
there's a different way that stuff would have crossed. So the people that I know now, I probably wouldn't have met if I started maybe what a year ago.
Yeah,
And yeah.
that's absolutely true. It could have turned out completely differently. As a matter of fact, I may have not even been in the field, or let me rephrase that. I may not have continued.
Oh yeah.
So, now that I think about it, yeah, it's probably best of how things went the way they went. Because again, not trying to brag, but you're the reason why the channel exists. So,
Oh yeah.
so if
I'm so
someday I
happy.
ever get up to 20,000 or something like that, you could be like, you know
I'm
what?
the reason. I'm the
You're
reason.
you're the reason. Ah, that is funny. But hey, we'll see how things turn out.
hmm
Me myself, especially with these podcasts, I really don't think, I don't know, maybe it'll go somewhere, maybe not. I don't know. I'm just doing this out of fun,
Oh no,
and
I 100% agree. And
it's
honestly, that's the way it should be. Just
absolutely,
doing it if
yeah,
it makes you if it's giving you haven't if it's making you let me rephrase that. If you're having fun doing it, then why would you stop?
absolutely, yeah. And there's other fields I want to visit too. So
Oh yeah.
I definitely want to, expand beyond what Colorado has to offer.
I've
Even though
definitely
to be
seen
fair, Colorado has some good fields, but I definitely want to
hmm
experience what else is out there.
Yeah, no, I get you. Um I've been to almost all the other fields here in Colorado as well. But yeah, I definitely want to do some exploration outside of Colorado when it comes to airsoft fields. The ones I want to go to are all the way over in what would it be? New Zealand, Britain. So they
Britain,
actually, yeah, no, that for some reason they have a lot of abandoned places there that they can just play in, and it's insane. Like I know there's one field, I don't know if it's in Britain, but it's an abandoned mall that's got like 7 stories in it that people are just allowed to play airsoft in.
nice.
And
I,
that
I
would
would
be,
love to go to that. My only concern is that, of course, I'm new on UK
hmm
regulations, so maybe I'm overthinking this, but I think they have more limitations on jewels
Oh
than we
yes, no,
do,
they do. They
right?
definitely do. In fact, I think most of the guns that we use would be way too hot. They'd probably be considered snipers compared to what they use over there.
What they use, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And then
that would have to be a
Japan is
factor.
by far the lowest when it comes to FPS. I think the max you can go is below a joule.
A
So most of their
jewel,
gun, yeah, most of the guns in Japan shoot a little over less than 250, not even 300. 300, I think, is your max. That would be technically pushing the limit.
yeah.
A couple YouTubers that I know of in Japan are Mayday-san and Demo. I think it not Demo, no, Matty Mo, not Matty Mo either. I know Mayday-san is one of them though. So he's one of the main YouTubers that films airsoft in Japan, and their airsoft is a lot more competitive than over here. You thought the speed
No,
softers in here were competitive. Oh, they got nothing on Japan. In most of their fields, Japan's airsoft games are all one live game modes, and you're specifically only allowed to carry a couple. I think some of the mags actually have to be real count. You can't even use full mid cap or even a high cap in some places, and it's a lot faster. So there's a lot more peaking,
Yeah.
what they call fast peaking over there. But yeah, they do that a lot over there. So, and if you didn't already know, Japan and that part of the world is where airsoft was actually born.
Ah, I did not know that. That's cool information.
And that's why Tokyo Marui exists. They're one of the leading when it came to the brands back in the 90s. Everything once they started making stuff, the US wanted in on that, so they started shipping guns over here, and that's how we got airsoft in the US.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's
you can
cool.
thank
So
Japan for
Japan for that. Yeah. That's funny. If it wasn't for them, we'll all still be playing paintball, right?
yep. Hmm.
Yeah, because it was. I know paintball was very popular when I was getting into airsoft.
Oh
Airsoft
yeah,
was nowhere near
yeah,
as
100%.
widespread as it is today.
Hmm. You can ask someone's like, you know what paintball is? They'll be like, yeah, and then you ask them like, you know what airsoft is? You say, no. So, and I always say this as well when people ask me about this is like, airsoft's the biggest sport you've never heard of. Like, you don't
Yeah,
even know how many, you could be surrounded by people at your workplace that you know that you know don't, that you, I can't speak, Jesus. But you could be surrounded by people that play airsoft and you just don't know about
yeah, that's true. I mean, look at me. I mean, if only people in my work knew, they'll be like,
It's like an alter ego, honestly.
yeah, they'd be like, you play airsoft for what you do. So, yeah, I have to agree with you. There's a lot of people out there that if other people knew what they do for fun on the side, they would be kind of shocked for sure.
Mhm.
I mean, that's true. I mean,
And it just opens up an entire world of like, okay, I didn't know this was a thing. Maybe I kind of want to try it. Maybe I'll like it, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But
yeah,
yeah,
you might get future players out of it too.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's the
for
way I look at
sure.
it too.
Yeah. So I think if I recall, I think you have a YouTube channel yourself.
It's barely got anything though, sadly, because I'm just terrible at editing. I have
No, that's
the last video I posted was maybe I want to say 3 years ago. No, 2 years ago.
yeah. If it's okay with you, let's go check it out.
Sure.
There you are.
If Grinch
Found you.
watches this, then he's gonna know. He's like, oh yeah, I remember that video, and I remember how bad it was. I'm not ashamed to say that. Yeah, no, I it was my first time doing actual editing. It was
I
the
mean,
second edited airsoft video. That's the
and
one
we
I was
all
looking at.
start from somewhere. I mean, matter of fact, I wasn't perfect either when I started. When did I first started editing? This had to have been back in 1995.
I don't even know that was a thing back in the
Six.
90s. Like YouTube
96.
videos, or not YouTube videos, just
No, they didn't have that. They had
videos. YouTube didn't come up to like 2005.
no, this is like before that. This is when I forgot what the name of the software was. It was like stupid software. It was like junk, but back then it was advanced. I I operated it on. Now that I think about it, I don't think it was even 97. I think it was back in 1999, 1998, somewhere around there. Um, I remember having a, I think it was a 386 computer. If you're familiar with a 386, that's like before Pentiums.
Mm,
So this is an old machine. And I had a very basic editing software that I had to purchase, and it was a lot of money back then. I just don't remember, but it was very basic editing. I mean, it was like cut, paste. Um,
wow.
it's just very, very basic. I just remember that I had one edited line instead of how it is today, where you have multiple layers of editing. Back then, I just had a single line, and it allowed me to cut, paste, and change the coloring filter of the video. That's how I remember back then. And it was very
Hmm.
primitive.
Hmm.
But you know, from that till where we're at today, big difference. So let's go check out this video you have here. My second edited airsoft video.
This was back when we actually had what was it?
What's up, guys? My name is Spaz, or Spaz Acoustic. We're playing at Fox
And
Airsoft today. Playing
that
with
noise you're
Dominus in this
hearing
game mode.
was my
And
helmet mount. It was just absolute dog water. I couldn't figure out how to fix it until I figured out a small trick, and this is back when I actually had that helmet. I'd put the NVG wire thing. I don't know what that they're called, but they would be attached to the helmet. I stuck
Yeah.
them under the mount, and it would prevent them from bumping. But the entire video, you're gonna hear that.
No, that's fine. I mean, we all learn. And matter of fact, that I mean, if you want me to be honest, when I started doing video recordings, I had a very similar problem. It took me a little bit to figure out, but I mean, that's how you progress, man. I mean, that's how you get better. And and just the fact that you're doing this is a first step, you know, and that should be a step you should be proud of.
Yeah.
Lots of snow.
This was during the winter.
I can imagine a lot of sliding.
I didn't do as much sliding as I do nowadays, surprisingly. But I didn't even get. All I got was that. All I got when I was doing getting killed. I just added that bloody screen.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've seen that edited effect before in other YouTube videos. I mean, it's not bad. It does its purpose. It lets you know that you've been killed. Oh man, if only now that I'm watching this, it just gives me goosebumps that I should go back in time and play in this field.
Yeah, I'm getting to play at Urban.
Yeah,
Some days I actually do miss Urban.
because it looks pretty big.
It was mainly just the buildings, and it actually got friendly here. The guy that was in that window shot me in the head as I crossed. That's what happened that day, or during that moment. It's because I got.
So when he
friendly.
shot in your head, was it through the helmet or literally direct head contact to the skin?
I mean, I can't remember. I think it was my helmet though,
helmet. Okay.
so I heard it. Taking a sip of water right here.
Good old American flag. I like the music.
Avery Alexander's the name of the artist that makes this music.
And
Grinch
did you
is
edit
actually-
this in through the YouTube? Because I think YouTube offers videos for you to add in.
Oh no, actually, I think I did. But yeah, Grinch told me to use this. That's what I did.
I like this. It has like multiple buildings and spread out.
Every now and then I miss what we had back then.
Out of curiosity, did they recycle or repurpose some of the walls here for the prison?
Oh, yeah.
It was-
No, they got mainly used in Market, so CQB specifically. That's where most of these got used.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good shit. Yeah, I'm not joking. You really need to start doing some more video releases on your YouTube channel. Start improving your editing skills.
I know, I need to take a class from you.
Well, I usually charge for pizza. That's what I normally charge. So I'm sure we can work out something.
Yeah.
But do you happen to recall the type of editing video you use?
At that time, it was Adobe Editor, Adobe
Adobe
something.
Premiere?
Yeah, Adobe Premiere. That was the one I used.
So was that the one you were paying for a subscription?
Yes, I
Yes.
was.
Okay. Yeah, we're using the same thing. I use a Adobe Premiere Pro, and
But
that's what I
since I haven't
use for
edited
my
in a
editing.
while, I just canceled the subscription way back when. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's that's a good software. I mean, there's others that are competitive to them, which could be good and better in other ways. But I mean, if you're just doing like basic YouTube stuff, I mean, I think it's more than well capable of doing that. I mean, especially what I'm doing with it, it's definitely working out. So it's if you ever decide to get back into it, just let me know because I could definitely help you out on some tips on how to better utilize the software.
Yeah. I think I eventually want to get back into it, but I also want to make sure I get a good camera setup as well. I
Oh
mean, I
yeah,
think I have a good camera so far. It's just that obviously the editing was the part that I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this.
it is
And
time
part of me,
consuming. Yeah.
and another thing I was thinking of maybe doing was maybe just making even short clips that I can post to Instagram of like just really cool moments I've had at Fox specifically.
And you could do the same thing on YouTube too. You can focus on just on shorts. Because I mean, just if anyone's listening, I mean, if you want to increase your subscribers quickly, focus on the shorts, not on the big videos, especially if you're just starting out. But then when your subscriber base starts increasing, then that's when you start focusing on the longer videos, because then you'll actually have the subscriber base, and then you can spin up your time that's
Hmm.
required to be monetized, right? If I'm pronouncing it right. But yeah, I mean I mean that's what I did, and it proved to be pretty effective. Um, and then just make sure you target your audience, and so it's a little bit easier than what most people think. But the, what throws a lot of people off, that at least what I've noticed, is that sometimes they're not persistent. Sometimes just how they're keying the description of the title could mean
Yeah.
difference between if you're going to get clicks or not. I mean, all this is a factor. But as
Hmm.
long as once you get used to what you know works and what doesn't work, you can start establishing a pipeline, so to speak. And once that pipeline's established, it's just pumping out videos over and over, and you're spending less and less time on it. So it's, if that makes sense. So all the
Yeah.
hard work's been done. You're just repackaging a previous edit that you've been doing, and you just plug in the new videos into it. Hopefully that makes sense.
No, yeah, I
Uh,
get that. Especially
so
with the new generations nowadays, attention span is what's mainly judging on how many views a video gets. If it's a lot shorter than most things, most people click on it,
Oh yeah,
surprisingly.
definitely. And even on the YouTube Academy, I remember them talking about that your first 30 seconds, if you're doing a long video, that is, your first 30 seconds is
Need to
crucial,
grab, yep.
because if you don't focus on that, then your audience attention span, or audience, what you're describing, being hooked to that video, decreases significantly. So it's, yeah, because of, the very low attention span. So, so you see, you know a little bit. You could definitely build upon that. I can easily see you being the next high subscriber type of YouTube channel in Fox Airsoft, especially your name recognition. I mean, I don't know if you realize this or not, but your name recognition is pretty high up there. So if you really utilize that, I think you would go very far.
The name Spazgustic or just Spaz in general.
The spaz in general, yeah. Because I've spoken with other airsofters, and of course, E-Rock being one of them, and of course, there's a
Hmm.
few others that as soon as I mention their name, they're like, "Oh yeah, I know Spaz," and I'm like, "Really?" And this is like a really small world, and but apparently a lot of people know you, so you could definitely capitalize on that. I mean, no joke. So it's, it just all comes down to what you want to do and what you feel comfortable with, and if you want to do
Hmm.
what you're doing now, there's nothing wrong with that either. There's other ways how you can give back to the community, if that
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense, right?
yeah.
So yeah, definitely. No, no. I could see potential in you
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, no joke. And and of course, with me, I could be wrong. I haven't scoped out all the YouTubers for Fox Airsoft, but I think there's very few that's over 1,000 subscribers.
No, I think you're right, actually. I haven't even seen that many, really.
Yeah, because the only other one that I'm aware of, that's near where I'm at anyway, is Slim Airsoft. If anyone knows him, he does pretty good videos. He does a mixture of shorts and unboxings and just some basic gameplay, and he does a decent job. And I actually was reviewing his channel just to take notes on, and I the only advice or the only type of things I did was basically made sure that my attention span was increased because I noticed he was doing the same thing. He was
Hmm.
basically focusing on the first 30 seconds.
Yep.
And so, you know, he's pretty cool. I hope one of these days I get to meet him because, him and Grinch and you all had an effect like how I play airsoft. So it's,
Hmm.
maybe someday I'll get to meet him, but I know he's the other one that's over 1,000 currently.
I did hear about another one, but I think it's been a little bit over a while since he last posted. Badger was his name, I think. Badger.
Badger. Yep. I'm a subscriber to him as well, but it's been a while. I think he hasn't posted since the beginning of this year, but he does some pretty good stuff too.
Mm, it's not the same field, but yeah, that guy.
Yeah, because you're talking a lot. He's wearing like a Badger mask down here. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I know who he is. He's pretty good too. I don't know what happened. It's not just
Yeah,
his
neither do
YouTube
I.
channel,
I
but
don't
I
even.
think
Yeah, I
some of
haven't
his
seen him.
social platforms are completely dead.
I haven't seen him in
So
a while. Yeah,
yeah, so I hope he's doing all right.
same
And
here.
but yeah, I mean, um, hopefully things go well and things are okay and you can only wish for the best. But besides that, I mean, do you have any future plans for airsoft?
Oh yeah, I want to hopefully take Shadow to her first Milsim next year in February. That's the main thing I want to do. So that, and honestly, yeah, I guess that's mainly it. I want to just get more into going out to other states to do Milsims and events like that, or even
Nice,
just
yeah.
camping in general, as well as like stuff with the team. Just not even have to be airsoft, like just going out to hang out at a place, go get food, something of that nature. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I'll definitely be up for that. I mean, for sure, definitely up for that. Um, and maybe get some more people invited to our team, make our team bigger by
Hmm.
picking up random people. So kind of
Hey,
assimilate
ever
them into
heard of
our group.
airsoft, sir? Sir, have you ever heard of airsoft? Would you like
Yeah,
to try it?
we're recruiting.
We're recruiting.
We got some business cards.
I got some business cards.
Yeah, I think it'll turn out pretty good. Well, cool, awesome. Well, I hope you had a good time with this
Oh yes, I
episode,
had an amazing time.
and again, thank you for bearing with me on this. I mean, I'm not
Thank you
perfect.
for
I'm brand
having me as
new,
well.
and
And I, yeah,
yeah, and I we should definitely get with E-Rock and see if we can like get on an episode with
group
him.
chat together
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah, definitely. If
I'll
you
have to
do
message him.
contact him, let him know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But all right, man. Well, thanks again for being on. Hopefully your night goes pretty well. Hopefully it's not too late. And
Nah, not yet.
hopefully we'll get to be on the field again and maybe do another co-op video.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, awesome, man. Well, thanks again, Mr. Spaz. And before I let you go, just let everyone know who you are and uh and we'll kick it off from there.
Spazgoostic Airsoft is my Instagram. Spazgoostic Airsoft is my YouTube channel. Obviously, I'm more active on my Instagram, but yeah.
All right, excellent. All right, well, again, thanks and you have a good night, Mr. Spaz, and we'll talk soon.
You as well, man. See ya.